Hey guys, thank you for stopping by my channel, Cosmic Light Body. My name is Mark, and in this video I wanted to talk about multidimensional beings and seeing ET craft and how you could go about doing that and how it's related to the frequency that you are anchoring and holding in the moment. So stay tuned. Hi everyone, again I appreciate you stopping by my channel. Before we get started with this video, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified the next time I release videos. So this topic's one of my favorite topics, and I do talk about it on this channel if you listen to some of my prior videos, but that is contact with multidimensional beings. Many of you know I have frequent contact with multidimensional beings. I've got my spirit guide. I've contacted Arcturians. One of my main guides is a Pleiadian guide, and these are pretty much at-will conversations. A lot of the times I experience it telepathically. I've had situations where I've had beings appear as shafts of light and that kind of thing. I've also had experiences where I see physical craft, and that's what this video is going to be about. These experiences are really fascinating because I've learned that there's a direct correlation to the frequency that I am holding in the moment and my ability to perceive these types of situations. It was sometime last year I've had some experiences with craft where I've had my guide actually communicate with me and seeing me from the perspective of the craft, where I'd have craft come in, I'd be sitting out at night, I'd be doing my breath work, I'd be doing my meditating. You move into that alpha brainwave state, and you're really in that 5D consciousness. And what's happening with that is I'm literally manifesting that space out. So as you can do that and hold that frequency and manifest it out, it allows you to be able to start to see these craft. Okay, and they will come in and they will communicate with you. And what happens is, you're holding this space, so it gets your mind involved. If we're outside, we're looking up and we're looking from the perspective of the mind, we're not able to see or have these types of experiences because we have resistance. But when we could center ourselves and really raise our frequency and hold that space, that 5D space or even higher, the mind relaxes, the brain waves shift into an alpha state, and we're able to now overlay what the third eye is perceiving into our visual field. So that's what happens a lot. I'll go outside, I'll get into this quiet space, and I'll get a signal. I'll feel it in my heart, I'll feel it in my body, and these craft will come in, and a lot of times they'll power up, they'll do a flare, they'll flash, whatever it may be. They'll come in, they'll do like a U-turn, a loop, very cool types of experiences, and I've had that happen frequently. I've even had things happen during the day where I'm seeing spheres dart in and out of clouds and that kind of thing. And in order, again, to see that, we have to be able to hold this space to be able to perceive it. Otherwise, they need to make a choice to come in and vibrate even lower so that you could pick them up. And where we're at, a lot of light workers, they want us to be able to hold that space and anchor it. And when we do, and we get into the heart space of love, they will often reward us with an experience. It's almost like a validation, and that happens to me frequently. Well, a couple nights ago, I was sitting on my couch and I decided to go outside. And I went outside and I was feeling really centered, manifesting out this 5D energy. And I look over my right shoulder, and right towards Arcturus, right where it was in the sky. And the sky is, it's really dark black, and all of a sudden I get a really bright flash just out of nowhere. Bright, like somebody turned on a flashlight. Boom. Okay, just amazing. And just very fascinating. It wasn't moving. It was just out of nowhere, real bright flash on and off. And along with that comes a confirmation. Very cool experience. Well, the next morning, as I'm driving to my office, I get a warning light on my car. Warning light comes on, and the warning light it said malfunction, and it said right rear turn signal And that was it. And it hit me in that moment. I said, wow, last night when I was outside, I had the feeling to turn and look over my right shoulder to the rear. And at that moment, I got the flash. So to me, this is a validation, okay? And as soon as I get the validation, the warning light goes away. It just shuts off like there was nothing wrong in the car. Okay, so later that same night, I decide to go outside again. I hold this space, I walk outside, and I look over my right shoulder to the same spot in the sky, and sure enough, at that moment, flash again. Same exact thing, okay? Wow. You know, I go out and I have these feelings to go out, I hold this space, and there it is. So, wake up the next morning with the song Shine from Collective Soul playing in my head. Now, if you've looked up, if you know this song, even if you don't know this song, look up the lyrics and read the lyrics. Quite incredible. Again, another validation. So this becomes a fun experience. It's just joyful. It's very playful. And that's the space I was in when I had this. I go out and I'm in a playful, I'm like, come on, let's play. And that moves me into that brainwave state and that 5D. I get centered in it, and it starts to manifest out, and it allows them to come in and for me to perceive them. And it's very playful. So a couple nights ago, I decided to take my 16-year-old son out with me, and he's very fascinated with this, and he's very intuitive, and he'll see shadow beings, he'll feel presences in the house and that kind of thing. But he came outside, and he wants to validate for himself what's going on with me. So I bring him outside, and we're outside, same spot, and we're looking up in the sky, and from that same area where I saw those flashes, we see what looks like a satellite, and it's moving over, okay? And I am at that moment really focused and holding this space for both of us to be able to perceive, okay? So this light starts to come across the sky, and he's able to see it, and it goes dark, completely goes dark as it travels across, and very high in the horizon, very high altitude. And then all of a sudden, two sequential flashes. And he was just amazed. He had never seen anything like that. So again, another instance of playfulness and an experience that now my son was able to have because he was able to open his mind, and I was able to hold the space for him. So that was just amazing for him to have that. Had a little bit of fear, which he's going to continue to work through, and that's a normal response. That's how it started with me. Those of you that have listened to my contact videos in the beginning, I had fear as well, and they'll come in and they will kind of bring that up so you could work to release it, and that's part of the growth process. Well, again, last night we decided to go out, and the same thing happened. This time there were two of them coming from the same exact spot in the sky, moving in the same direction, one followed by another, and flashing again. Just an amazing experience. So I just wanted to just tell you guys about this and let you know that these types of situations are available for everyone. Our guides are always there. There is a heavy, heavy presence right now. Heavy is really not a great word. There's a wonderful, loving presence right now of multi-dimensional beings. They're essentially our soul family all around this planet, and they are waiting to make contact with us. The reason they're not coming down into the physical so much is because they want us to be able to integrate and ground this higher frequency light so that we can rise and hold space. Then they will show themselves. So those of you that are interested in connecting on that level, which really is, for many people, the first stage to telepathic contact or even physical face-to-face contact, continue to do the work, continue to get centered and ground, raise your frequency, anchor it, and I can't again say how important it is to do this work when you are feeling very high vibrational, not only when you're feeling low vibrational. It's the feeling of the high vibrational and anchoring it in that moment that makes it more available when the mind goes off into lower frequencies, and it helps us to pull that in. So as you can do that and get into that loving presence, that space of playfulness and love, and go outside and have no expectations of anything, but follow the information you receive. Like with me, look over the right shoulder. You might be rewarded with a contact experience. And if you are, feel it and integrate it and sit with it, the joy, the love that you feel, and anchor that feeling with gratitude and with love and compassion. And that, for many of you, will be the first stages, the first step in opening up to being able to communicate with your multidimensional guides. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you've had any experiences like this, I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please do so and hit the notification bell. And of course, as always, give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this. Thank you so much.